Let us start with the next kind of important right that we have in our Indian Constitution, that is right against exploitation. So the Constitution writes down certain clear provisions to prevent exploitation of the weaker sections of the society. Let's see what the Constitution mentions as 3 specific evils and they declare these illegal. Okay, let us see what the Constitution has to say about these. Number 1 provision, the Constitution prohibits traffic in human beings. Traffic means selling and buying of human beings, usually women, for immoral purposes. So the Constitution declares these acts as illegal. Let's go into the second provision. Our Constitution also prohibits forced labor or beggar in any form. So what is the meaning of beggar? It is a practice where the worker is forced to render service to the master free of charge or at a very nominal price. Okay, so when this practice takes place on a lifelong basis, it is called the practice of bonded labor. So when beggar goes on for a very long time, it is called as bonded labor. So our Constitution also prohibits this kind of labor. Then we have the third provision where the Constitution prohibits child labor. So no one can employ a child below the age of 14 to work in any factory or mine or in any other hazardous work such as railways and ports. So the Constitution declares these acts as illegal. Further, let's go into the right to freedom of religion. So let us see, so this comes basically under the right to freedom. Let us go and dig deeper into the concept of secularism. So India is a total secular state and this has been clearly stated directly into the preamble of the Indian Constitution. So what is secularism? It is based on the idea that the state is concerned only with relations among human beings and not with the relation between human beings and God. So let us see what a secular state exactly is. It is one that does not establish any one religion as official religion, one that does not confer any privilege or favor on any particular religion. So in basic words, it means every religion is given the same kind of importance in India. There is no religion that's been given extra privileges than compared to another religion. Indian secularism practices an attitude of a principled and equal distance from all religions. The state has to maintain neutrality and impartiality in dealing with all religions. So if a certain kind of support is being given to a specific kind of religion, the same kind of support has to be extended to all religions. This is what impartiality means, and no kind of privilege is supposed to be given to another religion only. It should be just given to all the religions. That means neutrality and impartiality. You're not extending your support towards one religion or giving your comments about one religion alone. Every religion has been given the equal same amount of respect. So let's see the basic premises of what secularism and right to freedom of religion is. Okay. Every person has the right to profess, practice, and propagate the religion he or she believes. Every religious group or sect is free to manage its religious affairs. A right to propagate one's religion does not mean that a person has a right to compel another person to convert into his religion by means of force, fraud, inducement, or allurement. Okay? So, a right to propagate one's religion, you should not mistake it into a process of forcing conversion of religion onto another person. Freedom to practice religion does not mean that a person can do whatever he wants in the name of religion. You should keep this in mind. It is a kind of a limitation on the freedom. Okay. For example, let's see. Religious practices which treat women as inferior those that infringe women's freedom are not allowed, like one cannot force a widow to shave head or wear white clothes. Okay. So there are some religions that with practices such as these, and you cannot force them onto people. It is their choice to do what they want and what they believe. So you should not misuse the freedom of religion to pursue what the society wants. Thus, the government cannot compel any person to pay any taxes for the promotion or maintenance of any particular religion or religious institution. The government cannot intervene by giving any kind of money to other religious institutions. There shall be no religious instruction in the government educational institutions. This is a very important provision. In educational institutions managed by private bodies, no person shall be compelled to take part in any religious instruction or to attend any religious worship. So this applies to both private educational institutions and government educational institutions. There shall not be any religious instructions. Let us see the final right that we have: cultural and educational rights. The constitution makers were so particular in providing written guarantees of the rights to the minorities. They made it so special that every minority are also given their place in the society. Why are there no special guarantees for the majority? Why are the special guarantees that are mentioned only in the constitution for the minority? Let us see why. The reason is that the working of a democracy gives power to the majority. It is the language, culture, and religion of minorities that needs special protection to prevent the majority of them taking over. So, in order to give the people with different languages, different cultures, and different religions of those that are in minorities a voice to express their opinion in a democracy, we give them special guarantees in the form of rights. Okay. Any section of citizens with a distinct language or culture have a right to conserve it. Admissions to any educational institutions maintained by the government or receiving government aid cannot be denied to any citizen on the ground of religion or language. All minorities have the right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. So these three are the basic premises of cultural and educational rights. So you should understand, in the constitution, minority does not mean only the ones in the religion, or not only the religious minority at the national level. Okay. Also, a concept called linguistic minorities are included. So what is a linguistic minority? Let us see. In some places, people speaking a particular language are in majority, and people speaking a different language are in a minority. Let's take an example. Telugu speaking people form a majority in Andhra Pradesh, but Telugu speaking people are a minority in the state of Karnataka, because the Karnataka majority language is Kannada. So this is what the concept of linguistic minority means. Let's take another example. Sikhs constitute a majority in Punjab, but they are a minority in Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi. Hence, the above cultural and educational rights are available to both the religious minority and the linguistic minority.